Hi, my name's Meredith Therapos and we're here at SecondBite in Heidelberg, Melbourne, talking to Nick and Lucy. So could I get you to both introduce yourselves, please, and tell me about the roles that you hold here at SecondBite?
So I'm Nick, the State Manager for SecondBite in Victoria. I look after the day-to-day operations of our site here, so from fleet movements to stock in our warehouse, a bit of supplier engagement and dealing with some of our agencies.
And I'm Lucy Coward. I'm currently acting CEO here at SecondBite, but normally I'm Director of Operations. So I look after things from a national level.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nick, and thank you, Lucy. And SecondBite would have a lot of stakeholders. So can I ask you how you engage with your stakeholders and how you select them?
Well, we've got a variety of stakeholders. So basically our biggest stakeholder would be Coles. They're the single biggest contributor to what we do from a financial point of view and from a food point of view. We've also then got our other general donors, which we split into two categories, the financial donors and food donors. And then from there, we've got our receiving agencies or charity agencies. But basically that forms the broader list of stakeholders that we regularly engage with.
The way that we generally engage with people is we've got teams of specialists allocated. So the team in fundraising, as an example, are specialists in their field. They spend their days working with trusts and foundations or government, state or federal, and that's what they do for us around here, because I'm probably not politically correct enough to be sent to talk to anyone from government, but they're really great at it. As far as our agencies go, we have a team of specialists of agency coordinators who spend their days liaising between Coles and the stores, as well as the agencies, to make the connections really valuable. And then as far as our food donors go, it pretty much comes down to each of our state managers. So whether it's Queensland or Victoria or WA, the team have some local as well as national suppliers, and they're the best place to build those relationships.
So how do you go about building relationships with your suppliers?
So the food suppliers, it's quite an interesting one. We want to try and make sure that we're the first person they think of when they have got a donation. So making things easy for them, being comfortable with us, being responsive, are big ways to get them engaged. A lot of them will come to us out of frustration that they've got this product, they don't want it to go to waste, but no one's returning their calls, or they're just not getting anywhere. So it'll find its way through to us or the state managers, and we'll sort of work through the process with them. What do you have? What kind of dates it got? Where are you located? And then the ball starts rolling from there. Generally, after one good collection, we start moving up the list of priorities for them. So, we've had donors that have previously been aligned in different places or not given much thought to food rescue. They've just dumped it because that's easy. That are now regular partners with us. And that's just come off the back of a couple of conversations and some positive outcomes for them. And now we've got an everyday positive relationship.
I think the other way that we tend to build our relationships with our key stakeholders is we're sort of twofold. We're an ending waste and ending hunger. So for some people, they identify with both, and some people it's one or the other. So if it's ending waste, we tend to be more in the food producer camp. And these days, sustainability reporting and other things means that you don't just throw things in the bin anymore. You have to think a bit harder about how you do that. And the ending hunger piece is an interesting one. It resonates really well in some companies. So whether that's a financial, like a corporate donor, a lot of their younger employees like to be contributing into the community, and one way they can do that is through a relationship with us. So that might be a financial donorship, which is, it's based on completely different to what you would with a farmer.
Fantastic. And then how would you report back to your internal and external stakeholders? What would be the process?
We've come a really long way with reporting back and just having relationships with our stakeholders. And a lot of that's to do with technology. So we're putting in CRMs and other systems, which mean we know who our stakeholders are, we know where they live, and we know who the key people are. And then the next suite of that is how do we communicate with them? So whether it's a face-to-face meeting or it's an electronic newsletter, we weren't very good at communicating with people until reasonably recently. And what we found is if you talk to people about something that they're involved with, or you say thank you for what they've done to help you, you suddenly find that your engagement increases markedly. So sometimes it's really simple things. You just keep communicating with them about what you're doing and what the impact is in the community, and sometimes you just need to go and have a coffee.
Mm. Fabulous. Oh, thank you, Nick and Lucy, for talking to us today about stakeholders and the way that you engage with them here at SecondBite.